The greatest bubble in the history of mankind. My name is Polny, and I'm a market cycles analyst. Cycles unlock the key to timing our future. The Bible numbers used in our cycle calculations: 7, 21, which is 7 plus 7 plus 7. Multiply that by 2, we have 42, 252, and 1260. Applying the calculations on gold, silver, and the world stock market charts, markets can be calculated into the future. Past calculations. The first was the 2011 top for gold at $1,900. And the second one was the 2011 top for silver at $49. Both forecasts were to the exact date using precisely the 1,260-day cycle we illustrated earlier in our prior videos. For gold, we were forecasting $2,000 gold in 2014 and 15. That was an error on our part. Reason being, very simple. It was a Jubilee year. We explained in more detail in the Greg Hunter USA Watchdog interview of March 31st. Since recalculating on the error, we have had some incredible success. We've forecasted China market April 29th top again to the exact date. Then following that was a U.S. stock market July 20th top to the exact date. The September 2015 Shemitah crash was to fail, and it did. Again, the world was expecting, many forecasters were forecasting a market crash in September of 2015 because it was 7 years prior to the prior crash, and it was expected to fail based on our calculations, and it did. Next was the gold, December 3rd, 2015 bottom at $1,045. We forecast the exact date, and we had an interview on that exact date. Number 9 was the mining stock, January 19th, 2016 bottom. Again, we forecast that date. And number 10 was the gold price breakout started in January 2016. Again, that was in our video that we did in the presentation at Cambridge House in January of 2016. We forecast the breakout. And lastly, we are expecting the second price breakout to begin in early April of 2016. That was forecast on our Greg Hunter interview. And again, gold and silver just broke out in early April of 2016. So our success rate, currently we're running at around 82%. It's telling us about the future. The world is out of time. The greatest bubble in the history of mankind is about to explode. We are not years away. We are not months away. We are not weeks away. We are days away from the greatest financial collapse and wealth transfer in human history. The World Financial Collapse Cycle calculations. Starting with the Currency Act of 1764, we add 42 years, and we arrive at the year 1806, 1807. There was a depression. We add another 42 years, and we arrive at 1848, and there is another recession. We add another 42 years, and we arrive at 1890 for another recession. We add another 42 years, arriving at the Great Depression of 1932. Adding another 42 years, we arrive at 1974 in the Great Stock Crash. Adding another 42 years, we arrive at the year 2016, and we are expecting a world stock market meltdown. The 2007 to 2015 stock crash cycle. We've illustrated this before in prior videos, and let's go over it again. Starting with October 31st, 2007, we will add 7 years, 7 months, 7 weeks, and we arrive at Sunday, July 19th, 2015, and that was the exact top on the next trading day, which was Monday, July 20th, 2015. Interview with True News on July 20th, a week or two prior, because we knew that from the calculations we should see a cycle top, and in that interview we stated, off these highs, it's over. And since that time point and date, the world markets and the U.S. markets have never been higher. Here is the Dow target. We're looking for the Dow to hit 5,500 approximately. Again, that could happen and should happen this year of 2016. The black arrow is pointing to July 20th of 2015. That is waypoint number 5. You'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have all been completed. All that's missing now is waypoint 6. And again, this is a chart called the Jaws of Death. And ultimately, this leads to the greatest depression in world history. The U.S. stock market and the dollar. Let's have a look at the current cycle here. So the black arrow, it was 7 years, 7 months, and 7 weeks from the prior top, and that was again July 20th of 2015. We will look at that time point, and we'll notice right afterwards, starting in July, then following into August, there was a second wedge that broke, and then both the U.S. dollar and the S&P 500 and all the world markets all crashed into that crash low in August. And following that was a Shemitah cycle that failed, but the point being was the crash occurred after a second wedge broke. So now let's look further, and this is the continuation of the cycle. You'll notice the markets have made lower highs, and then again there was another crash in January, which we forecast would occur. The crash in January made a new low in the S&P. That's a bearish lower low. Following the low, the markets have risen all the way back up. And the day of this presentation here in Singapore, it's dated, that's the most current chart, dated April 13th. And you'll notice that the S&P 500 has hit nothing but a resistance line. And a second wedge is forming. If you'll look very closely, you'll notice what happens when that second wedge breaks. This will be a complete crash and meltdown. Now the problem is, for the world markets, these are lower lows. So expect the 2016 January, February lows to completely break as the world markets collapse. You'll also notice the U.S. dollar chart. For those analysts who are saying that the dollar is going to go up, well, they've all been wrong. And the reason being is, again, look at August crash low of 2015, that the U.S. dollar crashed with the U.S. markets and the world markets. So again, the U.S. dollar has been falling, and we expect the lows here we've got the red line. We expect that red line to completely break, and when that line breaks, completely crash, meltdown, and it's going to follow with the stock market on the crash. 2015-2016 stock market crash cycle. The world has been wondering why the world markets have not crashed yet. So let's have a close look here. So if you recall, our July 20th, 2015 top, that was the exact top that we forecast and had the interview. Now we're going to add exactly 7 months, 7 weeks, and 7 days, and we arrive at this Friday, April 15, 2016. Second alternative calculation, again, if we start with the actual top of July 20th, that would put it to Saturday, July 16th. Since it's a Saturday, the first trading day would come in at Monday, April 18th of 2016. Bear market trends make lower lows and lower highs. Well, here we go. This is the interview of July 20th. 7 years, 7 months, 7 weeks. That was the exact top. We then have a lower high in November. And then again, time of this presentation, April 13th, you'll notice that that the Dow has not made a higher high. It's a bearish lower high. So again, we are expecting incredible changes to occur to our world, and looks like the turning point on this is going to be right around the April 15th through the April 18th of 2016. That is based on the exact cycle calculation, and that should be bringing the end of the U.S. stock market cycle, and this will ultimately lead into a complete world stock market meltdown next. So, do you have crash insurance? Extremely important. What is insurance? Gold and silver. And insurance against those who create paper money or credit. A bull market in gold has begun. Again, on December 3rd, 2015, we scheduled a specific interview with Future Money Trends. On that date, we stated the gold bottom should be here today at $1,045. And with that interview, we end up forecasting the exact bottom to the exact day for gold. Again, cycle calculations are telling us that the 5-year bear market ended and a bull market began on December 3rd of 2015. The world is out of balance. Basically, too much money has been created versus the price of gold. And as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end, and a new must begin. To fix the balance, gold's price will spike, and the world stock markets will crash. In an interview with Greg Hunter of USA Watchdog on March 31st of 2016, we presented this chart pattern formation called a flag. At that time, gold was trading at approximately $1,220 on March 31st, and within the chart flag pattern, it was trading at approximately where the blue arrow is pointing. In the interview, we stated we are looking for gold to break out of the flag pattern formation in early April. Well, it did just that on April 7th. The issue of balance in 2016. 5,000 ounces of paper gold have been sold for each 1 ounce of physical gold. The world derivative bubble sits at approximately $1.5 quadrillion. The Fed is out of ammo. And lastly, the Chinese yuan will be backed by gold. Lastly, the 252-year currency credit cycle we illustrated earlier, which is 6 cycles of 42 years, ends this year, 2016. In a recent article posted today, we found on the internet, it states, in a shocking move likely to crush the U.S. economy overnight, China is refusing to make its new gold-backed yuan convertible from or to U.S. dollars. The new yuan will be introduced next week, Tuesday, April 19th, 2016. Secondly, China has reportedly decided there can be no conversion of gold-backed yuan to or from the U.S. dollar. Will this be proven to be true? The timing is quite incredible based on cycle analysis. Money printing explodes. QE4, ultimately hyperinflation. Number 4, real estate collapses. 5, bonds collapse. There's a fire sale and a rush to sell bonds. Future date calculations. We offer a stock market index That will provide you timing into the meltdown bottom. Number 2 is we offer a gold index, which provides the timing for cycle highs and tops for 2016 into 2017. We now also offer a new oil index, which provides timing the bottom and again then the tops or high cycle points for 2016 and 2017 on oil. And for those who are interested in more details, we offer what's called exclusive turn date service for traders that gives much more detail on both gold and silver intermediate cycle highs and bottoms. Again, my name is Bo Polny, and I'm a market cycles analyst. God's timing is always perfect, and we believe we have tapped into some of his cycles. The crash began on July 20th of 2015. The greatest bubble in the history of mankind is about to explode now.